Hey folks, Quilly here and welcome to Let's Try Star Trek Voyager Across the Unknown. To me, this is a game that properly captures the Star Trek spirit, which is to say it is heavy on roleplay, heavy on story, heavy on decisions having consequences, and heavy on managing the actual starship itself. This is not a pew-pew phasers game. This is about, okay, we've got to redirect power to important systems now. We've got to repair things. We've got to research technology. We've got to acquire resources by exploring the Delta Quadrant, and totally we're going to get home one day. This video is kindly sponsored by Data Lake Entertainment. I appreciate them very much for doing that. You can check out the links down in the doobly-doo for where you can pick up Star Trek Voyager Across the Unknown. It comes out on February the 18th. It will be available on PC via Steam, on PS5, on the Xbox Series, and on the Nintendo Switch 2. Now let's jump in. What I'm going to do is I'm going to restart one of the earlier sectors. I've done 3 sectors while I've nearly finished maneuvers over here, and each one of these are sort of like primary story beats. So I'm going to rewind a little bit to Sector 2. It's going to be fairly early. We're not going to have that many mechanics to play with, but I think it's going to give us a good image of the game without spoiling too much of the later stuff. So this is very early on. The Voyager has just found itself in the Delta Quadrant.
We have been in the Delta.
And Tuvok's got things to say.
4 weeks.
I know I'd love to let you talk, but we've got some video to cover. We can also listen to Tom Paris's personal log as well, and we can get some info. Now, we should get some story stuff happening here. Hello, Janeway. She says, Mr. Neelix. Ah, good old Neelix. Actually, what I like about this, sorry, tapped out for a second. What I like about this is early ages Voyager. Now, don't get me wrong. 7 to 9, obviously a super cool character, and the plot lines that happened at that point are fantastic. I'd say 10 out of 10, but they're more of a 7 out of 9. Anyway, but what I like about early Voyager is we have Kes. I like Kes a lot. Neelix, well, you know, we're all in the same boat when it comes to Neelix, right? Mr. Neelix, do you have any recommendations for edible plants? Plants? Oh yes, there's a lovely little L-class planet close by. Lush vegetation, abundant wildlife, and it's almost perfectly safe. Almost? That's reassuring. Mr. Neelix could accompany the away team and provide first-hand guidance. I'll second that. Lieutenant Paris set a course. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to announce our new chief engineer. We're going to get some drama. Lieutenant Carey, you've kept engineering running smoothly during these past few weeks. Thank you for that. I'm happy to serve, Captain. However, the Delta Quadrant requires someone who can improvise when Starfleet protocols fail. Miss Torres? But Captain, I've been a loyal Starfleet officer for years. She's a Maquis, a criminal. You're out of line, Lieutenant. My decision stands. Dismissed. Miss Torres, or should I say Lieutenant Torres, I know we got off on the wrong foot, but I hope we can learn to work together. Fine, I'll keep your ship running, but don't think I'll forget it was you who got us in this situation. I mean, there was a random energy wave in the Badlands. I mean, come on. Well, I suppose she may be a little bit bitter that we did blow up the caretaker station in the first episode, the first sector. I trust you'll handle engineering with equal determination. Don't worry, Voyager's in good hands, Captain. You'll have assistants. Commander Chakotay highly recommended both Ensign Seska and crewman Jonas, both Maquis. Well, that's not so bad. At least I'll have someone to rant about Starfleet regulations too. Seska, a perfectly fine and loyal member of the crew. Don't worry, B'Elanna. We'll find ways to adapt to Starfleet. We always have. Anything you need, just say the word, Lieutenant. You can count on me. Just do your job, Jonas. That's all I need. You start right away. We're reaching the L-class planet, and we've got plenty of work to do. Okay, so we're still sort of, again, that was still early because we're in sort of the second primary mission over here, and we're going to look through the various screens. So this is the sector view. There's Voyager over here, and we've got a variety of planets and moons and other points of interest. For example, there's a Kazon carrier over here. Our primary mission for this sector is marked by the yellow Starfleet indicator, but we've also got a secondary point of interest over here. There's some sort of planetoid where something is going on. This Kazon carrier, I can go and visit it. We can also scan these things. So we know that the Kazon carrier is going to have some deuterium, which is our primary fuel source. Maybe some other things. If we upgraded stellar cartography, we'd get more data. We could scan a few more things. So we got a planet with deuterium over there. Ooh, a planet with duranium, which is one of our primary construction resources. That's quite nice. What about this Class G planet? This is a morale boosting planet for some reason. The inhabitants known as the Sicarians are practically rolling out the red carpet, inviting the crew to spend days relaxing on their world, promising a prime opportunity to boost morale and finally get some rest. Cool. With that, let's talk about our various resources. If we look at the top over here, we got Borg. What? Borg? No, there's not going to be any Borg stuff in this game. That's weird. We've got bioneural gel packs, which is one of the defining characteristics of the Voyager and how their computing technology works. Science points, which we produce primarily for research. Dilithium, which gets used for a few different things. Deuterium, which again, a primary fuel source here. I've got a max capacity of 1500 deuterium, currently sitting at around 900, and I'm consuming 64 per cycle, per day, which we got a preview here. That's going to mean we've got enough gas to last us for 14 cycles. We are currently generating 120 energy from our tier 1 warp core, and we're consuming 90, so we have 30 to spare, which is real nice. We don't have any batteries currently, so we're not stockpiling any extra energy. Uranium, one of the primary construction materials. Tritanium, sort of the secondary construction material, and food, which is one of the things that Neelix is supposed to be helping us with. So we'll see how that works out. We also have 118 crew, currently 70 of it is idle, and I've got 2 work teams over here. There we go, we can see it a little bit better that way. I've got 2 work teams which are used to actually affect changes and repairs to the ship. Let's take a look at that. Down on the bottom, we've got a few different views. First of all, I can't open up the sector map. So in this sector that I'm in, sort of chapter 2 of the story, we've got 4 different systems that I could visit. So we've got some room and some flexibility. I can also scan those things if I want. And then this button here is for the current system that I'm in. And then we can take a look at the ship. And this is the thing, when I saw this screenshot, I knew I had to say yes to this. So thank you very much to Data Lake Entertainment for sponsoring this. But really, all they had to do is show me this image over here. And then I got very excited for the ship management. Because that's one of the things I feel. There have been a lot of Star Trek games throughout the years. And they tend to focus on different things. And I feel like so many of them have focused on trying to make it an action game. And Star Trek does have action, does have space battles. But that's not where I think the richness of Star Trek comes from. And I kind of feel like this game here may have kind of landed on the right thing. So what we've got are these various decks. Now, a bunch of them currently. When we arrived in Delta Quadrant, our ship was heavily damaged. Life support on a number of floors is damaged, which makes it so that we can't even access that. And then these are just filled with ruined rooms, which we're going to have to repair. Of the bits that are intact, I've got the bridge over here, where I can also recruit some allies, which can help for combat. And then what did I build? I built a mess hall here. So one of the things with the mess hall is we choose what kind of food to give them. Currently, my only options are emergency rations and premium replicator rations. So the premium replicator rations do consume 1 deuterium per 3 crew per cycle. So it can consume quite a lot of deuterium just to keep everyone fed. But it does boost the morale because it's higher quality food, so that makes them happier. We could go and assign a hero to this room. So let's say Neelix here. We're going to assign Neelix to look after the food situation. And if we do that, we're going to get some more morale per cycle thanks to his high diplomacy skill. Everyone loves Neelix. We'll also be able to unlock get upgrades for these various rooms. So we have to research a technology, and then we can upgrade this room to give us extra benefits. What else do we have on deck number 1? I've got a cargo bay over here. So with the cargo bay, you do have to choose a resource for it. So I've got it set to deuterium here, which is giving us a higher cap, because normally my cap for deuterium was 1,000. Now it's 1,500. It's giving us a bigger margin. I would love to build 2 more cargo bays, mostly for these 2 resources as well, because some things, for example, right now my cap on uranium is 100. And some of these things will take the full 100 uranium to fix. Actually, this floor would take 150, so I literally won't be able to repair this floor until I get a higher storage capacity for things. What else do I have? I've got some emergency quarters here. These aren't great because they are very crowded, but I still have some unhoused crew. I have 58 crew that do not have quarters, and that is impacting our morale. We've also taken some hull damage, by the way, which is what this meter is here. So I've got a couple of those. I've got a shield generator. That does seem pretty important. This floor is offline. We got a holodeck, but it is damaged, and I'm not going to be able to do anything with it until I get the life support on all 3 of these floors fixed. We've got a sick bay. We do get crew members that do get injured all the time, which also brings down morale, and we can have some die. Engineering office here. The engineering office gives us a second work team. You start with 1 because I've got this. I've got a second one. 1 has been assigned to repair the hull. They're slowly consuming uranium to heal some hull point as well. Emergency quarters. I might have to make a change here because they didn't do a good job of using the space efficiently, but we'll see. Is there anything that I can use my work crew for right now? Actually, I think we can go Yes, I can repair the shuttle bay. So I'm going to do that. It's going to use 15 duranium, 10 tritanium. It's going to use 1 work crew, and it's going to take 4 cycles to do that. So I will start repairing the shuttle bay. That seems pretty good. We can take a look at the research screen. I am currently in engineering researching the small battery component. I have the tier 1 line in engineering unlocked. Actually, I have tier 1 in all of these categories unlocked, but we have engineering, we have crew tech. So at some point I will unlock the normal crew quarters here, which is, so the emergency quarters fits 12 people. The crew quarters only fits 10. Not only that, emergency quarters only takes up 2 squares on this map, right? This is 2 tiles wide, whereas the regular quarters is actually 3 tiles wide. So not only does it fit fewer people, it's a lot bigger. On the other hand, the emergency quarters does lower morale because it sucks, and the crew quarters does not lower morale. And in fact, later on, we can get upgraded crew quarters that have even more space and boost morale, which is really nice. We could also do some fancy, we could upgrade the emergent quarters to have even more crew capacity. And then ultimately we can unlock some even fancier quarters down here. There's a lot of tech. There's a lot going on in this game. For some reason, there's a board category. I'm sure this won't come up. Anyway, moving on. So I don't think, unless I've got enough resources to build something, and I'm not sure that I do. I guess I could build some more emergency quarters. Oh, no, both my work crews. Oh, that's right. I forgot. I started repairing the shuttle bay. We've also got an air shuttle bay over here, which is going to be useful for doing trade later on. But let's pop out to the system. And fuel's okay. Let's go to this little side quest on the planetoid. I don't remember what this is. I've done this mission. I've done this whole sector, but I can't recall what this one was right now. So let's send the Voyager over here. You can see the resources going down as the cycles get used up. Captain, reached your destination orders. Oh, we're going to send an away team. Lovely. All right, that's quite cool. So this planetoid is going to have a variety of challenges, and we can see them here, and we can see what skills are going to be required for them. We can also see this recommended trait, the Okampa. So let's go. We've got Kess. Oh, great character. Love Kess. Love Kess. We've got Kess. She's an Okampa. So there's going to be at least one of these decisions is going to have an option that would benefit from having Okampa. So we're going to send Kess on this. And then she also covers a variety of roles. She's got 3 different categories, which is pretty nice. Not very highly skilled in any of them, but a good jack of all trades. We haven't covered the security one. So I think we'll send Tuvok. He's got 60 phasering skills, security skill. And he can supply research, which research is covered by Kess, but doubling up is not a bad thing. He's got Starfleet skills, which actually will matter for the 3rd challenge, so we'll do that. And then it wouldn't be bad to have someone with engineering and overlap if possible. I suppose we could send Belana. She's got 54 engineering. She's also pretty good at science, and we have a few of those challenges. So let's do this. We're going to start an away mission. So Tuvok, Belana, and Kess. And you can see Belana is a Klingon and an innovator. She's got 2 tags. Captain, we're inside a cave system, and our tricorders are picking up strong dilithium signatures. Orders? Okay. So we've got 3 options here. We could use a phaser drill. So if we succeed at this, and if we get the best success at this, we can get 30 duranium, which would be nice. And actually, we can get critical successes that give us, I think, 50% more. It requires 42 of the, presumably, engineering research. It does have a little bit of risk. On a fail, something bad could happen. We could take a look. So neither Kess nor Tuvok have this engineering skill, but Belana has a ton. And if we do this, so it requires 42, we have 54. The green line is success. Yellow line is critical success. Because we're coming at more skill than is required, we can do a critical success. As a comparison, if we did perform a geological analysis, which gives us a variety of different rewards, including some tritanium, which I am hurting for, and science, which would be nice. But let's say I just had Kess do this. You can see she's only got half the skill required. Need 40, she's got 20. So 50% chance of success, 50% chance of failure. Now there's no risk, but we probably wouldn't get much reward. You can go, if you've got multiple people for a role, you can go and pair them up. So we can have Kess and Tuvok working on this. They add up their skill, which is enough to guarantee success and maybe a critical. I'd also blast a hole in the cave wall, which would be just Tuvok, and it's guaranteed success. And it comes down to, well, what would I prefer in this situation? I love that this only uses one person because when they've used someone for a challenge, they're going to be fatigued for the next one. But I don't need engineering for the next one. I do need science, but I can probably handle that with Tuvok and Kess, right? Or we might just get Tuvok to laser it. How about I just use Belana here to try to get the duranium? Okay, we didn't roll a crit. The phaser drill easily cuts into the rock, but there's no dilithium. Their tricorders are still picking up on the signature. What's going on? Captain, we found a metal door protected by a sophisticated force field. It seems we're not alone. Orders? Okay, well, option 1, we could blow up the force field, which is going to give us some titanium and, for some reason, boost our morale, because everyone loves explosions. Or we could try to deactivate the force field. I think we'll probably just use Tuvok. He's actually got an excellent chance of a critical success all by himself. You can see that B'Elanna is fatigued, therefore she's getting a debuff to both of her skills. She will be unfatigued for the next challenge. You just don't want to do 2 in a row if you can avoid it, just because of the debuff. There's no additional penalty, but seems like this is fine. And then, yeah, this only uses up 1 person. Critical success. The team destroy the force field and the North-controlled explosion, revealing a constructed tunnel they enter. So we get bigger rewards than expected because it is a critical success. You'll notice these numbers haven't gone up yet because we haven't brought the stuff back. We could fail. We could fail in horrible ways on this, especially the ones that have a risk. Captain, we're standing in a kind of operating room and someone has acquired quite the collection of organs. No signs of anyone alive. We could examine the organs, scan the power system of the chamber, or, and this is specifically an uncomp option, try to recognize some of the familiar looking organs. So this is a lower difficulty. So both of these are using the medical skill, but this is a higher difficulty. This lower difficulty and has got better rewards. This is why we brought Kess with us. We're going to do that. Be a great one to get a critical success on. Come on, Kess. No, just regular success. Kess's medical knowledge enables her to examine the organs. It seems they've been infected with a strange flesh-eating disease. Oh, lovely. Suddenly, a secret door swings open and a hooded figure rushes out, holding a tricorder-like device. Captain, threat established. Orders? Option 1, stand your ground. 80 difficulty, double risk with Tuvok. Okay, we could try to de-escalate, but that's a diplomacy check requiring 56. All we've got is Cass, and she's fatigued. Or we could retreat, which gives us no rewards. It has the best chance of success, and on failure, it's only a single tick of risk. I'm going to go with stand your ground. This might be crazy. Let's try it. Wish I'd brought 2 security people. Come on, roll high. Yes, good. The stranger is intimidated by the crew's united front and flees into darkness. Worried about further surprise, the team retreats to the ship. Okay. So there we go. We get some experience. Our people level up. Injury-free bonus. Lovely. And you get an increased score as the sector count goes up as well. Captain, the away team has returned. That was a close call. Quite. We cannot draw any definitive conclusions as to what was down there. But what about a guess, Lieutenant? A guess. We're dealing with species that appropriates organs, and our away team almost contributed to their collection. However, the why is not clear. Captain, an alien ship just left the planetoid at warp speed. We can still follow their ion trail. Let's take up pursuit. Our chance to find out why. Follow them. Okay, I think they've gone over here. I could follow them immediately. We could pit stop along the way, but things are looking okay. We've got a decent amount of resources. Still no food yet. We'll have to do something about that. We're still going to have to give people a bit of a vacation on this planet. But yeah, I'm going to go and pursue these guys immediately. You can see my primary quest here is to get food some way, somehow. Starting with the Class L planet here, but let's go and follow this first. Oh, our shuttle bay has just been fixed. Excellent! And it comes with 1 shuttle built in. And we finished researching the small battery compartment. Lovely. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to start researching. I'm going to upgrade to level 2 science. And that's because I know something that's coming. So I'm going to unlock the 2nd tier in science, please, because we're going to need it for something. But the shuttle bay is now ready. We have 1 shuttle. We could assign a hero here, but that's to affect the shuttle construction time, which we've got our 1 of 1 shuttle right now. So there's no reason to do anything like that. We can always switch this off to save power. But we're okay right now. We've got 20 more power to spare. That's all right. We do have a crew available to do something. We could fix this to do... Oh, main engineering. Warp core is never fully repaired after the initial damage bringing us to the Delta Quadrant. To meet our growing energy demands for travel and facilities, we must upgrade it to level 2. Fundamental task that will significantly increase Voyager's maximum energy. Yes, so... Right now, I'm limited to running here. It consumes 24 deuterium. Right? Yes. And produces 120 power, which is our power cap right now. We would like, what B'Elanna's asking for is for us to upgrade in such a way that we can move our power up to tier 2, which will consume more power, or more uranium, but will increase our power output. So we would love to do that, but we need a tech unlocked by upgrading main engineering. So, or we don't need a tech, we just need more resources. We just need more titanium, and then we'll be able to upgrade this. Because, yeah, we won't really be able to add more to our ship until then. Can I unlock this level? Because there's a battery compartment, and it would be lovely. No, I need more titanium for that as well, too. I'm not sure... Oh, no, I can build more stuff over here. Let's just try to do that, because I still need quarters. It would still only be the emergency quarters. But I guess a crappy tiny room is better than no room. So that'll take 5 cycles. Meanwhile, we'll pop back over here. We're going to pursue that shuttle. Captain, we reached our destination. Orders? Let's continue. I'm assuming another way mission. Captain, the alien ship dropped out of warp and went inside an asteroid. Do we follow? Well, let's scan the interior of the asteroid first. Strange, I can't scan the interior. The surface stratum is a neutronium alloy, not a natural formation. It's like someone built this asteroid. All right, we're going to enter the asteroid. With Voyager, actually. Mirror, mirror. Yeah, I know that episode. Voyager plunges into the heart of the asteroid and encounters an unexpected sight. A vast chamber with mirrored walls creating endless reflections of the alien starship and Voyager. Lost in the sea of duplicates, the crew must act before they are ambushed. Hall of Mirrors. Can we identify the real ship? We're still picking up on their ion trail, but they could have left a fake one, so we fly straight into one of the walls. So how are we going to do this? We could use phasers as a searchlight to find the real ship. Looks like about 75% chance of success. We could just follow the ion trail, 60%. We could let Tom navigate through the mirror hall, also 75%. Or we could fire a torpedo. We do have limited torpedoes, so do we want to use one? Presumably this 100% chance of success. Well, what could possibly go wrong? Let's let Tom navigate through the mirror hall. 75% of the time. It's your moment to shine, Lieutenant Paris. Get us through these mirrors. Success! Just another Tuesday flight. And we're through. Did I promise too much? Not a single scratch. Huh. Scanners are picking up 2 weak bioelectric signatures in front of us. They're powering up their engine, Captain. We could beam the life forms on board, or we could fire tractor beam. So these are both the same odds. I'll go with the tractor beam. Activate tractor beam in the general direction of the bioelectric signatures. We got them, Captain. Open a channel. The captured aliens show up on the view screen, their bodies ravaged by rot. The crew exchange uneasy glances. What has caused the aliens' horrifying disfigurement? I'm Captain Catherine Janeway of the Federation starship Voyager. We have a firm grip on your ship, so do yourself a favor and talk. I'm Dareth, and this is Mortura. We are of the Vidiian Sodality. I demand an explanation for what happened in the caves. I'm so very sorry that we tried to attack you. Normally we harvest from the dead, but time was running short. It is the phage, you see. My people have been stricken by this disease for eons. It consumes our bodies, eats us alive. The only way to fight it is to gather organs and graft them. I'm in mortal peril and dire need of a lung, but this is not your problem, Captain. Let us go, and you'll never see us again. How about I try to create artificial lungs for you? Might be only a temporary solution, but we can create artificial lungs. Success! Procedure was successful. I mean, of course, the doctor did it. Of course it was successful. But the phage disease has already, unfortunately, begun attacking the new organ. This will only be a temporary solution. I will take all the time I can get. Thank you. I will never forget your mercy, Captain Janeway. Token of my gratitude, take our surgical device. It will help you. Thank you, Mortura. Farewell. Helm, we return to our old course. And indeed, I can tell you that there will be a mission where having this device is excellent. I think for whatever it was, I think it was something like choice 1 was 70% chance of success. Choice 2, because we had this thing, 100% chance of success. Your decisions really matter in this game in a really impressive way. Okay, we've done that. Let's go to our primary quest over here, this Class L planet with potential food sources. I mean, I'd also like to find a fight for you guys, actually. Vidiian Interceptor. I wonder how dangerous that might be. Space station over here. Oh, repair station. We could go and trade some stuff for some hull repair. A Kazon Raider. You know what? Let's go and visit this Kazon Raider. You know, we'll just talk. See if we can trade with deuterium. We might end up talking with phasers. We'll see. Emergency quarters have been built. It's got life support. There we go. We still need some more housing, so I'm going to keep working on more emergency quarters. We'll try to upgrade them later, because I know they're crummy. But just bear with me for now, crew. You're just going to have to bunk in tight quarters. Captain, we encountered a debris field. Sensors are indicating that this debris field consists of starships that have very recently been destroyed. Woo! Okay, so we can risk ambush and do a thorough scan. We could get up to 905 deuterium, which would... Okay, actually not really overcap us. But there's a possible red outcome. Very bad, very dangerous. We could quickly beam aboard a few valuables before the attackers return. Or we can send a shuttle. So the shuttle also has a critical fail. I think it's less likely to damage the Voyager, but could possibly lose us the shuttle. Still, I think I'm going to go with this option. I would like the full capacity. Stay high! Okay. We didn't lose the shuttle. We didn't get a lot of deuterium, unfortunately. But it'll still fuel us for a little while. Upgrade the main core, get some food. Okay, let's take a look at this Class L planet and see what the deal is. We are nearly out of duranium as well, which we're currently using for our replicated rations, so it'd be lovely to switch over to food. Oh, a new emergency quarters have been built. Let me not build anymore because I don't even know if I'd have the duranium, but right now we need it. I could switch away from premium replicator rations, right? It is really good for morale. We've got to keep the morale high, but it would save us some material. But let's hope we can just switch over to food soon. Let's send an away team to this Class L planet. So recommended trait is Talaxian, so we are going to send Neelix down here. And he does cover a bunch of diplomacy checks and can help out a little with engineering. We definitely need to send a high-tier Starfleet officer, which the best one would be Chakotay. And he would be able to double up on the diplomacy checks. On the other hand, we could send Tuvok, because he's also excellent with the phaser. Diplomacy by other means. And he's got science, which we could use some tags on. So I'm wondering about that. And then medicine could be Kess or Paris. You know what? We're going to send Kess down here. Because I think we'll be able to do some like doubles on some of these missions and have 2 people work on them together. Captain, we've arrived. Half the crew must be down here. How should we proceed? Well, we brought a Talaxian so we can harvest inconspicuous plants. There we go. It's got the best food outcome. Guaranteed success as well. And +1 golden cube. Oh, it's gonna be a tech thing that we can examine. Neelix quickly identifies the delicious-looking apples as poisonous and the strange roots as safe and nutritious. The away team gathers a bountiful supply of food. Okay. Yeah, we've specifically picked up something called like strange fruits and roots that we're gonna have to research later. We received a signal about the ship in orbit, Captain. Ensign Seska is missing, and we can't locate her combat signal. Orders. Oh my God, one of the people, because a bunch of crew came down because it's a nice looking planet, and someone's gone missing. Ask the others where Seska was last seen, spread out and search for clues, analyze traces of the environment. So, it looks like spread out and search for clues would be quite tricky because it requires the Starfleet knowledge. We only got 1 person, and Tuvok isn't really strong enough to solo it. The ask gives us uranium, which is nice. The analyze gives us science. Neelix is fatigued, but he almost can do it by himself. Do I want to double up and bring Kess in there? 50% chance of a critical success. And I really could use the duranium, so I'm going to do it. Come on. Just got a normal roll. Crew reports indicate Seska was last seen berry picking near a cave. The away team decides to investigate. Captain, we're hearing voices inside the cave. Orders, and get ready for confrontation. High risk, decent chance of success. Hide and let them pass, no reward. Or we could just approach them in a friendly, diplomatic way. We'd get a bunch of crew morale and some science. It's not very Star Trek-y, is it? Or Federation-y. But I like the rewards. So I'm going to go with get ready for a confrontation. Plus, it'll give the other 2 a chance to rest. Okay, succeed. Readying for combat proves wise. Kazon emerge blasting. The team prevails unscathed. Why were the Kazon here? Is Seska safe? So we get some duranium and we get some tritanium. Captain, we're inside the cave, but no sign of Seska. Ooh, these are poor. I guess, okay, scan for Seska's bioelectrical signature is our best chance. And yeah, we'll use Tuvok even though he's fatigued. There's no penalty for using someone fatigued other than their stats are lower. Oh, you know what? His stats lowered even more. I guess he did sort of double fatigue. Okay, the scanner reveals Seska's biosignature. She's shaken but relieved. She explains the Kazon attacked while she was gathering mushrooms. Captain, another Kazon patrol. We're taking heavy fire. Let's go with the distraction option. Yeah, that's by far the best stuff. Give us morale, give us some tech. Nothing wrong with that. A tricorder decoy grants the team a chance to escape. They safely beam aboard Voyager. There you go. So we got a bunch of resources, and we got apple-like fruits and weird roots for us to research. We got some experience on our crew. Everyone made it back alive. Oh, I got an achievement. Flawless execution. Complete 10 away missions without injury. Go me. Captain, the away team is back with Ensign Seska and quite a haul. Should we move it to the cargo bay? I appreciate Neelix's enthusiasm, but I'm concerned about the long-term viability of these food sources and their actual nutritional value. Simply having a lot of it doesn't solve our problem. A valid point, Commander. We'll have the food analyzed in a science lab. So, if we go over to our ship, and if we check our science laboratory, we're currently researching science tier 2. We're going to pause that by doing an analysis of the apple-like fruits and weird roots, which is going to take 5 cycles, but we might get something useful. We've also got food available, but we don't have the ability to cook it yet. That's gonna be something we're gonna change in the mess hall soon enough. We do have a work crew available. Okay, we've got some resources. I'm gonna go and do another emergency quarter. There we go. Good. Because, yeah, we're still within our power limit. We've got that crew going. Again, one of my crew is in the engineering office trying to fix the hull. 3 per day, or 3 per cycle. It's slow. We might want to go and do the quick repair. We'll see. It would also be nice to fix the aero shuttle base so we can do some trading, but let's wait on that. Okay, so we're waiting on some... Actually, what did we need for the engineering upgrade? Right, we've got everything. We just need more duranium and then a team available. All right. So for now, I could go here to do the repair. They'd want something. Kazon Raiders. I'm going to go here. We might get ourselves into a fight. Let's see. I don't know if it'll lead to a fight. I mean, we're the Federation. We shouldn't be looking for a fight. We're Starfleet. Come on. But, Captain, we found an abandoned ship adrift in space. It's powered down but structurally sound with sealed storage compartments. Oh. Blindly beam a team aboard to force open. Destroy the vessel and salvage debris. So we use a torpedo. We wouldn't get as much out of it, and it would cost us a torpedo. We got 32, as you can see. Or send a shuttle. Okay, let's send a shuttle since we've got one. Come on. Ooh, no. Oof. Oh, I thought we were going to lose it. So we did overcap on our deuterium, so we wasted some of it, which is a shame, but overall, that is a great outcome for us. Oh, lovely. All right, still no fight, but so be it. You know what? Let's do a little stopover at this repair station. We're down about 50. Oh, and another crew quarters come in, and we finished researching the apple-like fruits and weird brutes, giving us 100 more food. The science laboratory is back to researching science tier 2. I can unlock this building here, and we've got communications. As Commander feared, the Leola routes aren't a long-term solution. We need to find other ways to stock our pantry. Suggestions? Captain, I was thinking about building a hydroponics bay. It would give the crew a chance to reconnect with the natural process of growing food. We could also hit up some of the local trading stations with the Aero Shuttle, barter for supplies, do a little Delta Quadrant grocery shopping, so to speak. But Captain, there's so many planets out here. We just need to keep exploring to find one brimming with the most delicious, nutritious delicacies. Think of the culinary adventures. Hydroponics, trade, exploration, all valid options. Thank you. Oh, Captain, regardless of your choice, the raw ingredients still need to be prepared. Naturally, I'd be honored to apply my culinary skills. However, the mess hall lacks a proper galley. Would you be willing to sacrifice your private dining room for the greater good of the crew? Wonderful! I'll get to work straight away. All right, so now we're being prompted. We can upgrade the mess hall, which is what we're going to do here. It's only going to toss us 25 uranium, so we're going to do that. And it's going to take 4 cycles to do it as well. But once it finishes, we will then be able to switch our food production over here to actually consume food instead of uranium, which is running low. We're going to have to switch to emergency rations again soon, unfortunately. And not everyone is housed, but luckily the morale is sitting pretty high. You can see we have 22 cordless is hurting things, but we're going to manage. Oh, and then we reached the repair station. So, yeah, actually, if I spend 50 deuterium, we can get our hull fully repaired, which means I could, in the engineering office, they don't need to do hull repair because that is full right now. Although I don't know what I'm going to unload you to do, because I don't have the resources to unlock any of these life supports right now, which means I also can't recover in the debris and I can't build anything there. Aero shuttle, we don't have enough material. Okay, we're going to go here so we can get a little bit more building material, please. 13 days worth of fuel. Okay, mess hall upgrade is done. So now, we're going to switch the mess hall over to normal food rations, which doesn't improve morale, but consuming food instead of deuterium seems pretty good, especially since we're running low. And then we do have Neelix assigned here, so he's giving us a little bit more morale as well. So that is going to help. So, but you can see now we're losing 11 morale instead of 7 just because we don't have the premium rations, but so be it. Stumble upon a massive debris field. Doesn't make sense that anyone would leave this many salvageable resources floating around. We should investigate. Be cautious and salvage anything that seems safe. Get the debris on board. Ooh, there is a critical risk here. Let me send the shuttle again. We've been very lucky to not lose one. We are going to overcap on titanium, which is annoying. We had to abort operations, Captain. A homing mine was triggered and destroyed the shuttle. I got 0 resources, 3 crew members died, and I lost my shuttle. So now I'd have to rebuild my shuttle, which takes 40 deuterium, which I needed from this Okay, let's scan a few more planets. Okay, there we go. Okay. Let's head to this Class E planet, please. Oh, science tier 2 is unlocked. Lovely. So I was doing this because we are going to need, actually, we're going to need a biolab specifically. I happen to know. So I'm going to start researching this. Produce gel packs from food and duranium. Increase storage capacity of gel packs and Borg nanites by +5. Well, you know what? Hang on a second. I actually want to go and get, oh, I'd have to unlock tier 2. The cargo bay level 2 is quite good. You know what? I will do this because the production of gel packs would be very handy. It is one of the things that is going to limit our ability to expand ourselves here. All right. Geoplastic planet. We've detected Class E planet. The molten surface, extremely high temperatures and intense solar radiation make it dangerously dangerous. Dangerously dangerous! But valuable resources are concentrated in pockets in the cooling crust. Deploy mining probe. Use precision phaser. I'm going to have to take the safest option. I don't want an outright fail. I don't think it would damage us. It probably just wouldn't give us anything. Okay. Thank you for the resources. Now, how do we prioritize? I want to get a shuttle back. First things first, I want to get a shuttle back. Second thing second, probably nothing, because I don't have enough deuterium to unlock a new floor again. I might have enough to build another crew quarter, and I do. I think I'm just going to eat that and hold on to these resources. Let's try to do one of these. Now, you might be wondering, okay, like, what do we do next for the mission? Like, there's no mission markers over here. Well, obviously, we just have to collect food. But there are also no more food planets in this sector. But that's why we would go, or this system, we'd go and jump to another sector. But before we do, I'm going to go to this Class G planet. I'm going to probably ignore this one here, because our morale is actually pretty good. We don't have a disruptor control room, and we don't have a level 2 science laboratory, so we have to go with option 1. Send a mining team, which a critical fail probably costs us some more lives! 1 crew member died, and 5 got severely injured. Yeah. So they're in sickbay here, severely injured. And while that's happening, the morale's going to take a hit. Wow, that is really bad. I don't want the dilithium crystals, because they're hard to come by. We have 26, but... And we're out of food, so yeah, we're going back to emergency rations. I could... I'll go premium. Select this. Here, let's go safe. Safe! 4 more crew got injured. Wow! That is some rotten luck. All right, let's head over to a new system. Let's scan it first, because we can go and target a specific planet, although I can't do a long-range scan. There's a space station. I'm going to go to this Class J planet as my first go. Jump straight to that. We are producing some science, which is good. I'm going to go for... Oh, you know what? Let's risk ambush. Maybe we can get into a fight. We didn't get into a fight. I'm still wondering about that. Shipwreck. Food. What is this one? Another shipwreck. Okay, let me go here because it's on the way. Not that I really needed the fuel first. We received a stress signal, small vessel. Life support's failing, won't last much longer. I'm not going to invite them on board. I'm going to go and beam them this for safety. Come on! Repairs failed, the survivors perished. Found a resource cache above their vessel. So we still got some fuel, but we lost a bunch of morale because some aliens died. Dang it! Go to this Class 0 planet, try to get ourselves some food, or Class O planet. Okay, we researched the biolaboratory. I'm going to research the level 2 hydroponics bay for more passive food gain. Oh, I have to research a hydroponics bay. Never mind, let's do that, which actually is one of the quests here. Okay, research a hydroponics bay. What do we have a question mark on the bridge? Yes, I would love to repair a new life support. If we could stop failing some of our checks, that would be great. Let's beam aboard some edible food. 4 of our crew members got sick from it. But we did get some food, which actually makes me think. Let's switch back to normal food rations. Save our deuterium. Or duranium. And then let's try to get some duranium. Come on, we gotta succeed sometimes, right? You know what? I'm gonna go for the torpedo. No, we waste a bunch because we have a cap of 100. So shoot a thermal beam. Also, it can't critical fail, so I'm assuming we're always going to get some. Plus 70 is awesome. Okay. I think the priority has to be to open another floor. Now, this floor, it's more expensive because it's a bigger floor, and we can't make it. We literally can't. So I'll do this one. It's going to be more affordable. We'll repair that. It'll also give us access to this battery compartment, which will be a nice little backup. So this will do the mini quest of doing the life support. And, oh, can I upgrade? No, because that's right. I need some more. we'll have to do that. Optional repair this. This is relatively cheap. There we go. We can repair the Aero Shuttle Bay. And we're researching the hydroponics, so that's good. Space station, shipwreck. I'm just wondering if we might be able to get into a fight. There's a Kazon Raider over here. Let's see if we can get into a fight, because I don't think I've showcased that. Okay, Aero Shuttle Bay is ready to go. So what's going to happen is we're going to get trade offers from time to time over here. With a hero, we can increase our room efficiency. I'm going to leave Neelix in the mess hall. I'll put Chakotay in here to organize some trade. So we'll get trade requests from time to time. I'll have to give him, say, deuterium, and then we will get something else out of it. Okay, life support active on this floor. Improved morale. Oh, switch on. Oh, I don't have enough power. I can't switch this on. Okay, I guess I should have prioritized this. Bilana was telling me, but I didn't listen. Okay. Here, let's risk a shuttle again. No. Dang. Oh, we need to get a fight, though, so at least we've got that. It's only against a Kazon swarm ship. That's only 48 combat strength. We have 100. You can assign a variety of crew to these things to get various bonuses to use in combat. I'm going to go with Paris, Tuvok, and Kim. Let's start combat. And then we're fighting just one ship right now. That's its range. The combat here is very just tactical and strategic, which is correct. Other than maybe the Defiant and DS9, Star Trek combat's not about dogfighting. It's about strategic moves. So we have to defeat the enemy, or we have to surrender or flee. Well, we're not going to want to surrender or flee. We're going to want to defeat these guys. We'll issue some orders. We'll start with offensive orders, and we'll have to target their weapons to start off with. So we're going to close to combat distance. We'll do that. You can see we've got these abilities. They've got cooldowns. Currently, we're out of range for Tuvok, which is a double phaser blast. We've also got photon torpedoes. They don't do very well against shields, so we really want to knock down the shields first. Kim's ability lets us have greater shield penetration, which is great to do early on. So we're doing more damage to the guns early. We'll do a double phaser blast. I'll hit him with a torpedo as well. And then I'll do evasive maneuvers with Tom to finish things off. Okay, easy combat, but that was a lone ship. Sometimes you fight multiple ships. We can get allies to help us out as well. We got deuterium, food, and a morale up. Lovely. And we got some extra resources out of that. Lots of fuel. Wonderful. Oh, I'm getting communications. Captain, we're picking up a distress call. Anyone who can hear this message. Lost control of the bridge. Ship is falling apart. Help now, please. Captain, this may be a trap. Well, let's analyze the damage to the Kazon ship. Its fluctuating nucleonic patterns might indicate a reactor breakdown on board. Let's do a general scan. Ship is identical to Kazon Nistrum Raider previously encountered. Kazon Nistrum is one of the most violent sects in the entire Kazon collective. We can scan for other ships. Nothing showing up. All right, let's go investigate. We'll help, but be cautious. Could be an opportunity to make new friends or enemies. Okie dokie. So that's over there. Do I want to hit up anything while I'm here? Well, first of all, I'm going to change the mess hall back to normal rations. Things will go a lot better when we have more. We do have to hit... Our main goal here is to reach the food. It's on the way. I'm going to stop at the space station and see what we can do about the food. Stumble across a large, seemingly abandoned space station. Scans indicate the station is a fully automated agricultural facility. Well, if I had a hydroponics bay already, I'd be able to get some extra benefits here. Quickly explore. Let's do a thorough search. I'm sure we're not going to fail again, right? Yes. Okay. Best outcome. Awesome. Okay. Lots of food. And we got more material, which I think gives us enough to upgrade, yes, the warp core. So we're going to do that. So we'll be able to have a higher cap on energy, and we'll be able to do more things. Oh, yeah, I can't work on here at all because we don't have the life support, and then I don't have enough resources over there. And I don't have enough for another room anyway. All right, lovely. I guess if I can get some tritanium. Again, we'll sort of call it on the way. We finished researching the hydroponics bay. Great. I might go and research the tier 2 hydroponics bay immediately. And we'll be building it. We'll try to build it quite quickly. Encounter Class G planet. Atmosphere is toxic. Geological scans reveal vast deposit of crystallized resources. All right. Come on. Nice. Okay. I think we've left this Kazon Raider waiting long enough. Let's head over. We've upgraded our warp core, boosting morale because we fulfilled that promise. And I can upgrade the warp core operation to tier 2. So it's going to consume more deuterium, but we have a higher energy cap now. which means I can turn on the life support on this stage, on this level, and we can repair this battery. We can also do some dismantling, but I'm not going to do that. All right, we got the trade thing. We don't have a trade has come in, right? Haven't missed it. No, awaiting trade offers. Okay, seems good to me. Let's keep on chooching here. Battery compartment is up and active. So yes, what this is going to do is it's going to store power and give us a bit of a buffer if we run out of fuel for our warp core and things. We'll still be able to power up some systems. But also, I can go and start clearing these ruined rooms, which is giving me some resources by doing that, which is lovely. Dismantle this ruined room. Small ones go a little faster. We'll start on this one. Keep clearing those, please and thank you. And another one. And how many resources do I have kicking around? Not really enough to do anything with. I would love to build the hydroponics bay. But yeah, I need some more deuterium. That's fine. We'll just keep clearing some ruined rooms and we might get there on our own. Captain, reach your destination. Let's send an away team to this vessel. So, we'll do this and then we'll end the video here. We have no particular traits we're looking for. There's going to be a lot of demand on engineering later on. So, Bailana's our best engineer. She actually covers a lot of situations. This first challenge could benefit from a high Starfleet or high diplomacy. We don't need guns for anything. I mean, you've got the best... you know what? We could send Neelix. He has some engineering, and he does have a high diplomacy. And then medical, it would be Tom or Kess. Kess could also duplicate on diplomacy, but Tom could also provide the Starfleet coverage. So let's do this and see what happens. The inside of the Raider shows signs of a massive explosion. No sign of the crew. Orders? Swarm out and search the ship for a crew. Call out for survivors. Good for morale. Scan for signs of the crew, giving us some tech and some tritanium. Well, then our chances would be pretty bad. Looks like calling out for survivors is the best thing. Neelix is just going to start shouting, probably to the annoyance of both Bailana and Tom. We'll do this, and we will get some morale boost. Calling out reveals a single weak survivor who immediately beamed over to sickbay. The rest of the crew are dead, fused with the ship's debris. What happened here? We can scan the atmosphere, or we could examine one of the dead Kazon. Looks like scanning is got the highest chance of success, even though this would have the better reward, but we're not that good at medical. So we'll scan the ship's atmosphere. Success. Scan reveals residual energy signatures indicative of a catastrophic explosion. The cause remains a mystery, but the evidence points to an internal malfunction. Any suggestions on how to find the origin of the explosion, Captain? There's definitely more risk. A higher challenge here at 55 and a risk of 1 pip. But I think we're going to go with it, although it will exhaust things. I'm going to go for this and save Tom. Yeah. Let's do this. Maybe I could have tweaked it differently. We got a critical success. You know what? I did exactly right. The conjure shows signs of a massive pre-explosion energy surge originated from an irradiated area behind a force field. So we get more fuel. We're going to get a bunch of science. Captain, there's a strange console inside the force field. It could be the origin of the explosion, but the radiation is preventing us from coming any closer. How should we proceed? Examine from a safe distance. Good for morale. A little less science. Examine the console up close. Much more dangerous, but more rewards. Or modify a tricorder doesn't seem like a good option. If we do this, we'll guarantee success. It's our last challenge. I'm not worried about fatigue. We're going to do this for maximum science. And get another critical success! Despite the severe radiation exposure, the away team examines the console, which contains traces of Federation technology. Injured, the away team returns to Voyager. Injury-free bonus, because we didn't actually fail, but I guess a little radiation exposure. So we're sort of half and half. It seems that Kazon tried to install Federation technology. We are unsure why. Can't we transport out to examine it? Not with those levels of nucleonic radiation. We could create a subspace bubble or build an expander. One's quicker and riskier, but the other one's safer but more resource-intensive. Let's go with the safer thing, which seems to be the expander. Costs more resources. We won't risk lives no matter how expensive it is. One expander. How on earth did the Kazon get their hands on Federation technology? The most probable explanation that someone on the ship gave it to them. I don't like this. If technology changed hands, maybe it happened on the planet earlier. Who could have met them while you were on the surface? And since Seska was unaccounted for. I was picking mushrooms. The Kazon ambushed me. White. I suggest interviewing the Kazon survivor, Captain. Captain, this raises serious security concerns with the Maquis personnel in critical areas. This is about you being passed over for chief engineer, isn't it, Carrie? No, Torres, it's about security. Convenient timing, Carrie. Almost like someone wanted to make the Maquis look like perfect scapegoats. Hey, now we're playing Among Us or Mafia or one of those games, right? Who is the traitor? Enough. We'll determine the truth through proper investigation. Sick beta Captain Janeway. It's the Kazon. His own blood cells are killing him. I need to perform a complete pyrocyte replacement to save him. Requesting authorization. Are we equipped for this procedure? I've already run a crew compatibility analysis. I also noticed Ensign Seska never provided a blood sample. Huh, how about that? I had a childhood disease and was warned never to donate blood. Convenient. I already found enough compatible blood donors among the crew, but we still require a blood sample for general medical purposes. I don't see the point in that, Doctor. We're going to order Seska to provide a sample now. As in Seska, I ordered you to provide a blood sample. This is for your own good. And about the Kazon patient, so here we go. We could do a 75% chance to replace the parasites, but we can use a Vidiian surgical device from our previous encounter in another system entirely for 100% chance of success. The Vidiian surgical device will help, Doctor. Good news, Captain. The Kazon is stable. Chances are high that he'll survive. Good. Let me know as soon as he wakes up. Let's proceed with building the expander, which I think I have to do in the workshop over here. Yeah, I can go and start building an expander, which we'll need for that. We're removing this over here. Everything is in great shape. We've got some food. We've got a decent amount of fuel. We're a little low on building materials, but I'm sure we're going to succeed in everything we ever do. Anyway, there is our look-see at Star Trek Voyager Beyond or Across the Unknown. I think this game really captured the feel of Star Trek episodes. I really think it manages it, you know? Some storytelling, some away missions, some light combat, but the thing that I really like is the part of the Star Trek experience that's always hinted at, right? They're always dropping technobabble at you, the jargon. People in engineering are always doing cool stuff. They're digging through, they're crawling through those the Jeffries tubes to access things. They're swapping their well, I was going to say the isolinear chips, but I suppose on the Voyager you don't have that. You have the gel packs. But I always like that. One of the books, and I still have it. I have the official, and I can see it on the bookshelf as I turn over, technically it's Star Trek The Next Generation technical manual, which is just a breakdown of all, as if it was a real thing, as if it was all real technology for, well, that once again, for the Enterprise, because it's for Next Gen. But I've had that since I was a pretty young kid, and it's one of my favorite things. I've gone and read through it time and time again, and this is the first game that really gives me that vibe of managing a starship, of being a captain on a Starfleet starship and the stuff that they deal with. Love this. I love this building thing. I mean, it reminds me a lot of a game I made for Ludum Dare that one time, that Drill 18. I love the building placement here. And there have been a few other sort of base management games that have a similar sort of side view cutout, but it works so well with a Star Trek game because this screen, this is on the backdrop of like 50% of all scenes in the TV shows, right? From Next Generation forward, you'd always have these displays somewhere in engineering, on the bridge, sometimes just like somewhere random in the hallways, which presumably was used for directions. Love that. Really, really excited. I think that's wonderful. Again, this is a sponsored video, and thank you very much for Data Link Entertainment for sponsoring this. Again, there's more information down in doobly-doo. It comes out on February the 18th. It's going to be on Steam for PC. It's going to be on PS5, the Xbox Series, and the Nintendo Switch 2, apparently. Obviously, I'm playing it on PC here, but I can see exactly why control support is going to work fine here. You're just, going through some menus. The tutorial was saying if you had them, then you'd use left and right bumpers. This would be infinitely easy to manage with a controller. Obviously, I love my mouse over here. It's swell. It's swell. I really enjoyed my time with this. Hope you did too. See you next time. Bye-bye.